Alright guys, so as I was saying, the fan cables are all color coded and have a sticker on them to tell you where they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to go. So these three green, I'm not sure if you guys can see the color, green and black ones, there are the HDD fans. So these two and the one optional you can install at the front. The single gray, again you might have difficulty seeing this, even if you're colorblind it would be worse. Gray and black, that's for the top fan. Actually there are three of them, so you can install up to 3 fans in the roof, that's for that. And you've got 2 GPU fans, and these are optional, they don't come with the case. And you've got one final front fan, which is the 180 in the front, and that almost includes all the possible fan configuration you can have, except for the rear 120 or 140. They have not included an adapter for that, although we have not looked at the back. It might be hidden there or something, but they haven't. So I've also taken the liberty of removing the 140 and 120 on the roof and the back, because I'm going to be replacing them anyway. And they also come with, how many are those? Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 LED controlled fans, so you can control pretty much all the LEDs if you wish to use the fans that come with one. And this is the 4-pin power connector for the fan controller. Now it does come with quite a lot of grommeted holes for cable routing. The 2 on the top don't. I mean, the fans will cover them anyway, or the radiator, so it doesn't matter. So you get 2, 2, 2, and 2 at the on the floor for a total of 8. Should come pretty handy. You've only got 2 motherboard standoffs installed. I also noticed something funny when I was looking at it. See this and this, those 2 holes, you can put 2 standoffs in there and fit a mini ETX board in this case, which is ridiculous, and you should be going to the insane asylum if you wish to do something like that. What else is there to mention? Yeah, that's pretty much everything about this side of the case. Now I'm just gonna cut the camera and turn the case around and take a look at the back. Now I've taken the liberty of removing the door. It uses the exact same mechanism as the other side panel. So you got weirdly dust filtered outtake for the 220mm fan for the bottom compartment hard drive cages, and it's pretty much the same exact construction, plastic on the inside and brushed aluminum on the outside. Just put it down. Right, so as I said, if you've been paying attention, if not then, well, who cares? Hope you guys can see it if the light can pick it up, or the camera rather. You've got 2 screws here and 2 here. You remove them and you'd be able to take the hard drive cage out, and that would leave room for a radiator that you can install in there. You've got a lot, and I do mean a lot, of these cable tie down points that you can use for cable tidying. And you get well, I don't have a ruler with me, but it's about ½ an inch at the thickest and about a full inch in the thinnest. Is the other way around, yeah. ½ an inch in the thinnest and a full inch at the thickest point worth of cable management room at the back of the case, although you get plenty more and around the 5¼ inch bays. You have access to the back of all of the hard drives here to route the cables. You got the same mechanism to open and close the doors. And I'm just thinking if I've missed anything. Don't seem like it. Alright, I'll cut the camera and I'll move on. If not, if I've remembered something, then I'll just come back to it. Right, so I forgot to show the top panel. It has a single screw here. I removed it and the top panel comes right off. And you can see the compartment where you can fit a radiator or 3 fans. Personally, I'd put fans in there. You can't put thick enough radiator up on the roof anyway. Weirdly, it has a dust filtering form of a mesh up there, which, come to think of it, would be weird since, well, personally, I use the top placement for fans to exit the hot air out since heat rises. Just for comparison, to show you guys how much room is at the top panel, this is a Delta fan. It's a 38mm thick, 120mm fan, and if I put it here in the place of the first 120mm fan, you'll notice that you won't be able to fit the top panel in properly. It won't fit in properly as these plastic ridges, they'll block the fan, or the fan will keep hitting them, so you might have to do some minor modification. Although if you move the fan to the second or third, actually you can't use it to the third slot because oh, you can. Funny, which is fine. So if you move it to the third or the second fan slot, you should be able to fit the top panel perfectly fine. That's a bit of a hint for you guys in case you're thinking of buying this case and fit all those fans in there. So yeah, 38mm fan, 38mm, can't speak, 38mm thick fan in the first slot. That's a no-no. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so these handles are super rigid, and as you can see with this supporting beam, they're connected to the chassis. No way they can come off. I mean, yeah, you can rip them off, but they'll support the weight of the case and whatever hardware you manage to put in it. So yeah, that's about all I can talk about. Cooler Master Comsos 2. Sorry. One last quick note. So I removed the panel that it was on the floor. So it basically, after you took out the hard drive cages, there's 6 screws at the bottom of the case. You take them out, you'd be able to take the panel out, and there's a lot of room to work with at the bottom of this case. So I'm going to be putting at least 1 240 rad, maybe another if I can do them parallel. We'll see. So yeah, hopefully this will be the final update. I'm out. Probably not. Giggity.